Good morning, friends. Hello. While I give everybody a minute to join, I'm going to hop on over to my group and share this real quick. If you don't know about the group, I try to mention it every week, but if you don't know about my new Facebook group, it's called Disruptors Nation, and it is an awesome, intimate, engaged community for women just like you who are disruptors, change agents, people who really want to make a difference in the world. So it's a safe, strong, positive place for you to come for inspiration and connection. So I am going to quick hop over there and share this real quick, so bear with me. Okay, I think that should do it. Awesome. Welcome to the Thursday Throwdown. I'm so excited that you are here. I have a home office that I absolutely adore, and I just redid over Christmas break, and I needed to step out of there today. It's been raining for 2 solid weeks here, and there's actually, you can tell there's a little sun, so I decided to come down and coach from the kitchen today. So welcome to my kitchen. Today, I'm going to dive into something that I feel really, really passionately about. So I'm going to give you a heads up. If you're brand new to me, if you have never been coached by me before, if you've never been to one of these sessions before and you kind of don't know what I'm about or what my style is, you are going to get a very good, clear taste of that today. I run a 6-month group coaching intensive called Becoming Limitless. And inside that group coaching intensive, my participants have lovingly named my style a shove with love. And so today you're going to get a real taste of that. And basically what that means is I have a lot of respect for you. I have a lot of passion about the work I do in the world and being a disruptor, being a change agent, being somebody who really stands up for what I believe in and looking to, and I'm committed to, really just shifting the status quo that only serves really the small number of elite chosen people so that it serves the greater good. And I am really fired up about supporting women who do that everywhere, across every industry, across every kind of job, everywhere in the world, across complex issues. And so I feel a tremendous amount of respect about your time and your energy and your focus. So I do not dance around things. That is not how I work. I get right to the point. And so today you'll probably feel a sense of my directness because I'm going to call you out on some stuff. And I'm doing it from a place of love and a place of respect, because today we're talking about haters. Today we're talking about the people who judge us for what we do, for our gifts, for our messages, for how we share them. And in the past, I'd say month or so, maybe a little bit less, I've had about 25 conversations with different women who are, and it was all about, why aren't you stepping up and being more visible, sharing your truth more honestly, sharing your message more boldly? Why are you holding back on your gifts? Why are you feeling so much self-doubt about putting your expertise and your unique gifts out in the world to help create change? Why aren't you challenging the status quo that really goes against your core values? Why aren't you stepping up to that more? And it's been so interesting for me to have these conversations because I keep hearing the same exact thing. It's not because women don't believe they're gifted. It's not because women don't believe they're smart enough. It's not because women don't believe that, things need to change and it's time for change. What they keep telling me is they don't step up, step out, vocalize. They're not more visible because of their fears of being judged. And it is time, my friends, that we put this to rest. Now, before I talk about how and all of that, I need to tell you something I believe in deeply. I say this all the time. So if you've not heard it yet, I'm glad you're hearing it now. And if you've heard it 10 times before, then good. Maybe this time it'll sink in for you. And that is this: you do not need to be fearless to be a successful, powerful, disruptive change agent. This is just the truth. And anybody online or anywhere else that is marketing fearlessness to you is marketing you some bullshit. And here is why. Fear is part of the human experience. And when we lean into our fears and allow our fears to become our teachers, to become something that holds actual gifts for us if we listen, if we pay attention, then we don't have to worry about becoming fearless. I hear a lot of women say, well, I'm going to wait until I'm less afraid. I'm going to wait until I feel more courageous and brave. I'm going to wait until I'm more confident to take action. I'm going to be honest with you all. The world cannot afford for you to wait. The world is waiting for you to show up. Now, whether you are a disruptor in a micro capacity or you're looking to create global change, there is no difference. The world is waiting for you to show up. We need you. So if you keep buying into this nonsense about fearlessness, all you're going to do is wait. The truth of fearlessness, as I have experienced it and as I see it in the world, is it is a beautiful, wonderful moment in time that I hope every one of you gets to experience at least once. Maybe you're standing on a stage and you're speaking to a group of people and you're just in the flow of things and your message is coming out and you're so clear and you feel so powerful. And in that moment, you feel fearless. Maybe it's you sitting behind your computer because you committed to writing that book or writing that speech, finally, or writing that article. And you're just typing away and it's just flowing. And even though you're writing things that are going to compel people and challenge people and maybe even polarize people, you're feeling fearless in that moment. And that's beautiful. I hope you get to experience it. But here's the deal. Change agents, disruptors, we need to show up on the regular. We need to show up day in and day out to share our gifts, to share our message, to challenge, to bring opportunity, new perspectives, to change, to really dismantle things that are not working for the greater good so that we can build it back up in a way that is truly of service to people. You can't do that if you're hiding. You can't do that if you're waiting for more courage, if you're waiting for more confidence, if you're waiting for this, elusive fearlessness. So I challenge you today to take a look at your perception of your own fear. Now, this is stuff that I dive in very deeply into in my 6-month program and in my 12-month mastermind. And so I can really only bring you snippets here. But this is an important one for you to really bring home. You don't have to be without fear to do powerful change agent work in the world. You only have to choose bravery. So here's the thing about haters and about people who will judge you. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass, because the truth is, if you put your truth out there in a compelling way, there are people who are going to disagree with you. There are people who are going to be triggered by your truth, and there are people who are going to look to take you down. It's just the truth of it. I deal with it every day. And it doesn't matter. And the reason it doesn't matter is because those are not the people you are looking to speak to. Unless you are someone who is in a religious group that has been charged with conversion of others, this idea of speaking to everybody is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. We are, and I try to be an example of this, I show up to speak to the women who are hungry for this, not the women who want to argue with me about my point of view. You can argue all you want. I'm not going to argue back. Why? Because I am fiercely protective of my energy and my focus and my attention. I cannot be of truest service if I'm focusing on people who just want to argue with me. It's a distraction. It's just a distraction. So when women tell me, I'm not putting myself on social media fully and boldly and consistently. I'm not writing and submitting those articles. I'm not running for office. I'm not getting out there and promoting that grassroots activist, movement that I'm trying to create. I'm not on that podcast because I am fearful of the random nameless, faceless hater who's going to come out and publicly attack me. Or even more, I'm afraid of what my family's going to say. I'm afraid of what my friends are going to think of me. Then you are out of alignment. And you are acting like a victim. And victims, there is a difference between having the experience of being a victim in a moment of time or a string of moments in time. When you've been exposed to abuse or violence or trauma of some other kind, a huge loss or whatever, most of us can resonate with this idea, this experience of, I was a victim in that moment, right? But whether or not you operate as a victim from that point forward is up to you. And women who continue to identify and act as if we are victims, we don't make great change agents. When we take our story of what it was like to be a victim and why we were a victim and all the problems it caused, and we bring that forward in an empowered way, we can create massive change because of our experience. But when you are constantly acting as if you are a victim of other people, you're going to hide, you're going to shrink, you're going to make excuses. Your ego is going to try to convince you that this is the safe way to go. And it's time for you to step outside of that. It's time for you to stop letting fear and doubt and guilt and shame and anxiety be the deciders of your actions, the drivers of your message, of your gifts, of your service. So I'm here to give you a shove with love today, my friends, because the haters aren't the problem. Your family's not the problem. Your friends are not the problem. The issue here is you. And when we take radical personal responsibility for how we show up or don't show up in the world, that is a moment of pure personal power. Because the minute we own that everything that's going on and our response to it, we're accountable for, then that is the moment we also realize we have the power to do something about it every single moment. Now, that doesn't mean that you haven't been put in situations where you were disempowered for that moment. If you were victimized in some way, especially if it happened to you as a child. But what you do with that experience, with that memory, with the trauma it creates, with your emotional response, with everything you do afterwards is 100% your responsibility. And that's going to trigger the shit out of some of you to hear that. But I share it with you because you are of no service to yourself or others if you keep operating from that space, from that mindset, from that energy. You cannot be a powerful change agent from that place. And if what you deeply desire, like me, like others in this group, like my clients, is to make a difference in this world that matters, you have to create the change within first. That's why all of my programs, from my one-off workshops and VIP days all the way up to my 12-month mastermind, they are designed to help you become the master of your own self, for you to create immense command over yourself, not control. That's different. That's fear-based and ego-based, but command, so that you are showing up consistently and powerfully to share your messages, to share your gifts, to share your unique perspective, to share your strength with the world who so desperately needs to hear from you. Whether it's through service-based work, product-based work, or just that you show up as a thought leader, a speaker, an author, a blogger, a writer. Doesn't matter how you show up. It matters who you're being when you show up. And that's what I teach women to master, the being, to transform yourself into a person who is in command of herself, who knows how to build centered, grounded courage and confidence and clarity, who knows how to make aligned, inspired decisions based on those things that then inform the actions, the behaviors that you take day in and day out. And so the truth is, the haters have as much power over you as you give them. So don't think for 1 second that I don't have people that say things to me online. You know, they get their internet muscles. You know what those are. It's kind of like having beer muscles. You guys have heard of that, right? where you see somebody get drunk and all of a sudden they're ready to just fight everybody. Well, I feel like there are a lot of people who have internet muscles where they hide behind social media and all of a sudden they just blurt out and say the most inappropriate things that lack boundaries, that lack class, that lack grace, that it's just insane. So look, I am not immune from attracting those people, but they don't hang around very long. And the reason why is because they do not have the privilege of my attention. I don't take the bait. So if somebody who disagrees with me steps forward and wants to have a conscious, constructive conversation about our difference of opinion, my door is always wide open because I am wise enough and try to practice humility enough to know that I don't always know everything, that I don't always take every perspective into account. And there's always more for me to learn from people who are different than me. But if you show up to just try to cut me down, to try to humiliate me, to shame me, to embarrass me, or to piss me off in an effort to try to get me to retaliate, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because you do not get the privilege of my attention. But that is because I practice mastery of myself and being in command of myself every day. And I don't blame the haters or my family or my friends for me holding back. If I hold back, it's because there's something that needs to be looked at, healed, resolved, transformed inside myself so that I can show up more powerfully. So today, this is what I want to ask you to take a really honest, good, hard look at in yourself. What are the lies you've been telling yourself about why you hold back? Your age, your weight, your appearance, your education, your certifications, your family, your spouse, your partner, the random internet hater. What are the lies you've been telling yourself about why you are choosing not to show up? Because be very clear, it has nothing to do with I can't do it. It's I choose not to do it. And I have great compassion for your fear. Because as somebody who shows up fearful every day, there isn't a day, my friends. I get it. People say to me all the time, but you're so confident, you're so assertive, you're so direct. That doesn't mean I'm without fear. I have fear. It rides on the bus with me every day, but it rides in the back. It does not get to drive. It doesn't get to dictate the GPS. So I have immense compassion for your fear, for all of the fears, and for why they have been able to have, a front row seat in your experience. I'm sure there are very, very valid reasons for why you're afraid. What there aren't are valid reasons for you to make your choices that direct your work in this world based on fear. And so this is where I lovingly shove you today, my friends. It is an invitation for you to lean in and be really honest with yourself about the lies you've been telling yourself about why you don't show up, why you don't disrupt, why you don't compel people to create change, why you don't invite people to come together, to collaborate, to co-create change for the greater good. And I want to hear about them. That's the other thing. So if you're watching this now live, or you're catching it later on the replay, so glad you made time for it today. I really invite you to write in the comments what these lies you tell yourself are. And here's the thing. I'm not asking you to write them to publicly shame you or for you to shame yourself. I'm asking you to write them because when you get them out, you can face them more easily. And also so that we all can see that we all struggle with the same shit. Just because I'm showing up confidently doesn't mean I have not had to traverse this stuff. And the more you type, the more each of you says, I'm going to write something in that comment line and I'm going to be brave and I'm going to talk about the lies I've been telling myself. The more your sisters in this group look around and go, holy shit, I am so not alone in this. There's actually nothing wrong with me. This is common. This is a common, just yanked my earring out in passion. This is a common experience. And when we see that we are not so different from each other, we come together and we become a powerful, unstoppable force of nature. So I invite you to lean in today, think about it, be honest with yourself about it, and then choose to type something in the comment section so that we all can gather around you and support you, show you that you are seen, we see you, we hear you, we support you, and so we can commit to changing this. Because when you put a group of women together who choose bravery over fear, the exponential change power in that is immeasurable. So are you going to be part of the solution? All right, my friends. Thank you for joining me for the Thursday Throwdown. If you don't already know about the Facebook group, if you're watching this on my business page, I invite you to join us inside Disruptors Nation, a free Facebook group for women who are disruptive, who are change agents out in the world. Doesn't matter if you resonate with the word disruptive or you resonate with being a change agent. This is about the bigger picture, my friends. Come join us over there. Every Monday, I do a mini session that's all about resetting and reframing your mindset so you can get into your week and do your work, your disruptive change agent work every single day. And then every Thursday right here, I'm going to be dishing out the Thursday Throwdown. So I invite you to join the group. I invite you to type a comment. And if you know for sure this is the year for you, to step up, to show up, to transform what is holding you back inside of you so you can be a powerful agent of change in the world, shoot me a private message. Let's talk. Let's talk about what that work can look like together. Because, like I said, the world needs you. We're waiting for you to show up and shine. When we all shine, there are no words for what's possible. All right, my loves, as always, I'm sending you off into the rest of your day and the rest of your week with much love.